What is going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we're going to be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as XRP to US dollar. We're also going to be looking at DueDEX as well as the current coin market cap. So very interesting things have been happening in the past couple of days in relevance to obviously the way the markets have been trending. We've been seeing a bottom that has formed and we're now basically just consolidating above our supports. We're using this kind of as a lifeline, and that is raising some concerns, but there are some other cryptocurrencies that seem to be the underdog, so I do want to talk about those as well. As you can see, I'm just scrolling through majority of the cryptos, and I do really want to focus in on where we're probably headed in the next few days. Otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up. Remember to follow me on Twitter at CryptoVOfficial. This way, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can just DM me or comment over there. Otherwise, let's jump into today's episode. So guys, just a quick reminder, we are still doing the Crypto Influencers Give $200 Bitcoin giveaway. All you have to do is enter by doing the link in the description. There's actually more than one ways to enter. It's all in that link. You have, I think, up to like 4 or 5 chances to enter, so it's pretty awesome. The winner will be drawn May 1st, but it's a free $200 Bitcoin giveaway. You don't have to pay anything to sign up. It's just a way to give back to you guys. So definitely make sure to check that out. You got to be in it to win it. Link in the description. Otherwise, let's move on to today's video. So yesterday we discussed the very interesting formation that was happening within the cryptocurrencies. You guys can see this is yesterday's video where we discussed it was bigger than I thought. So obviously I did a little bit of some digging in relevance to, I believe it was Litecoin, and I was actually paying attention on the short-term scale of things. I was definitely more zoomed in than I should have been. So I actually took a step back, and the drop that we saw actually wasn't much of a worry to me due to the fact that we've been, inside of a major uptrend. I wouldn't call it a ascending triangle, but basically an uptrend that seems to be still forming right now. So I'm actually fairly happy that we're starting to see the formation actually take place, and it may actually lead us into moving up to some higher gains in the very near future. So I'm going to talk about Litecoin, Bitcoin, and then Ethereum and XRP together. I just really quickly wanted to flash into the S&P 500 because, as you guys know, we're actually up quite a bit. You remember the drop that we actually had brought us down about 33%, and now we're currently all the way back up. So that drop of 33% is looking more like 16%, which is actually pretty crazy that we've consolidated in less than a month, and I do think we're going to continue to go up even higher. So that's pretty awesome. But to just jump into Bitcoin, you can see that we're looking at Bitcoin on the 4-hour. We broke bearish from the uptrend right here. We had these higher lows being set. We broke bearish, which is unfortunate, and we ended up coming right back to the support as anticipated. We're trading above this middle moving average, and this worries me just ever so slightly due to the fact that we've been hanging out here. Makes me think the longer we hang out here, the better the chances are of us dropping even further. I hope that doesn't come true, but it is still a possibility. I'm really kind of backing off from Bitcoin and doing straight technical analysis on Bitcoin and making my judgment just based on this crypto because other cryptos look better than Bitcoin is trading right now. So I wouldn't really be focusing on it on this coin. I would rather look at Litecoin, Ethereum, and XRP. Obviously, we can just take a step backwards and check this out. You can see for the most part, I guess there might be some sort of uptrend. I mean, if you extended this more like that, you can kind of see it, but it's really hard to notice. So that's why I'm really taking a step back from doing technical analysis on Bitcoin's pattern and basing judgment on here. I'm going to use Litecoin, Ethereum, and XRP to figure out where it's going to end up going. You can see that we did bottom out though, which is nice. We found our previous support, and there's a good chance we won't break through it. But when we look at Litecoin for this matter, it's a lot easier to base judgment as to where Litecoin would go, and then it would probably influence Bitcoin's movement as well. So that's what I like to pay attention to. So when you look at DueDEX, you can see this is the coin. A little bit easier to follow here on DueDEX than on Bitcoin, but for those of you that don't have me on Patreon, I'm going to be posting the rest of the week's updates, I think today or tomorrow if they're not already up, just to give you guys some insights on what my trades are, what my specific positions are that I don't actually tell you guys here on YouTube. Just easier, and I can be more precise. So if you're interested in learning what my trades trades are, definitely make sure to check out the link in the description. This way, you guys can really figure out where you want to see me buy in, or where I specifically buy in, sell off, where I leverage trade, where I short, and how I use DueDEX pretty much. But huge shout out to everybody that's already supporting me. I think we have over 60 patrons right now, so huge shout out. We're trying to get that to 100, and then we'll really start doing some crazy stuff. So definitely make sure to check that out. But you can see on the Bitcoin chart on DueDEX, we've pretty much just been consolidating in between this channel right here. And the problem is we broke bearish, but we are hugging a support. So this is critical, guys. If we break through this support right here, there's a very high chance we are going to pretty much, you know, crash. I don't want to say crash, or correct even lower. We may fall all the way down to $5,000. It's not likely, but it is still possible. We have to pay very close attention to that. We could use this support first at 6,200, but for the most part, we need to stay above this support right here. As you can see, it took us a while to actually break above here. It took us as long as, let's see, almost a month, a little over a month for the consolidation to happen before we're able to break out. And honestly, that's okay if we see that within Bitcoin, but eventually I do believe if we can hold support above the $6,800, we should be able to actually break up even higher. So I'm paying very close attention to Bitcoin, and I need a little more action to happen right now on the daily before I figure out when I should be buying in or selling short. So it's definitely a higher risk move right now to actually buy in. But you can see on Litecoin, it's very obvious that it looks like we're going to head up higher, trading at 50 on the RSI. We have a beautiful uptrend. Sorry for all these lines. I can delete a couple to make it a little bit easier for you guys. But you can see for the most part that there is some sort of uptrend that is forming here. You can see we're slowly approaching what appears to be this resistance. Obviously, there's a higher one closer to $50, but you can see with the resistance here, I'll draw this a little bit darker, just like that, just like that. You can see we are slowly growing up to this resistance line right here. And we're probably going to fill this in before we see any more bullish breaks. Hopefully this makes a little bit more sense, but we're probably going to consolidate out here. And closer to the end of April, will we see some sort of adjustment, whether that's a bearish pullback or whether we break up even higher, closer to the $50 middle moving average. So things look good. In regards to Litecoin, there's a good chance we'll head up even higher. I'm just paying very close attention to it. In reference to Ethereum and XRP, they look odd. Ethereum obviously got rejected from its middle moving average as expected. Pulling back down, it got stopped short right here, which is fine for right now, but you do know that we do have this uptrend here, and it seems like we could basically consolidate a little bit further. I'd be shocked if we headed right back up. I do think we need to head a little bit lower to retest this bottom uptrend before we see any more bigger movement, because it doesn't make sense to just float around here. Either we're going to consolidate out, retest this uptrend, or we're going to head right back up to this middle moving average. I don't think that's the case though. I think we're more so looking for either consolidation or a retest of the uptrend before we see any, you know, bigger break to the higher levels. Lastly, to wrap up today's video with XRP, the one crypto that seems to be doing its own thing right now, separate from the rest of the cryptos. You can see we've had this long uptrend ever since mid-March, and for whatever reason, we actually broke outside of here, which was interesting. Now, using our uptrend as a resistance level, we fell below our uptrend, and we didn't actually trade on here. I was anticipating after the rejection from the 20-cent resistance, we would fall back down and use this as a support to consolidate back up. Surprisingly, we didn't do that. We fell below it, hit this support at 18 cents, and now we're actually battling this as a resistance level. So it's very interesting. It's very hard to do technical analysis on the XRP chart right now. So we have to be a little more conservative, like wait a little bit so we can get more to base judgment off of. And once we see that formation happen, then we can basically figure out what's the next positions. But as we stay above the middle moving average, things don't look too bad right now. We'll probably end up retesting 20 cents very soon. And then just to wrap things up, Litecoin is definitely the chart to pay close attention to, because this is the for sure sign that the market is probably going to move up higher as Litecoin tends to move up higher. It's bottoming out on support here. It looks great. We're trading at 50 on the RSI. All it needs to do is just get some more volume, and we'll head right back up to that $46 resistance. Otherwise, guys, that's going to wrap up today's video. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at CryptoVOfficial, and obviously make sure to take, get involved in the $200 Bitcoin giveaway. It's going to be ending in, I think, less than 3 weeks from now, so I did want to give some more time. The link is in the description, and you have to unlock the remainder of the raffles by following the first 2. So it's pretty awesome. So definitely make sure to subscribe, take advantage of this. If it goes well, I'll probably do some more in the future. So definitely leave your feedback down below, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.